The Biden family is in hot water right now between an impeachment inquiry into the president and criminal charges for his son Hunter.
Yeah, helping us sort through all of it right now is our 9 News legal analyst Whitney Traylor. Thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Good to be here.
So let's first talk about the impeachment inquiry. What is the legal basis for that?
Yeah, the impeachment inquiry is based on really what's been happening for the last 5 years related to the investigation into Hunter Biden. So essentially what they're saying is, look, Hunter Biden had these foreign business deals in Ukraine and China, and that they influenced, that's the idea, is that they influenced President Biden either as when he was vice president or even now. And so they're opening that inquiry to find out if there was sort of a pay for play type of situation. But again, as we were talking about at the beginning or before we started, since 2018, David Weiss, he's a Republican U.S. Attorney General, and he was investigating Hunter from the beginning. And so they've been trying to make this connection for years and years and really haven't. And I'm not making a political statement. I'm saying there's been a plethora of investigations, and they just haven't connected those dots yet.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to ask you more actually about that connection.
Yeah.
How could this criminal investigation into Hunter Biden impact this inquiry?
Well, so the criminal investigation into Hunter Biden is related to two things. The failure to pay taxes from 2016 to 2019, which he subsequently paid. And then in 2018, when he filled out his application to get a gun, and he said he wasn't on drugs, but he's later admitted that he was addicted to drugs at the time. He possessed the gun for 11 days before he turned it over. So those are the two crimes, essentially. And so now what you're going to see is, both from the impeachment inquiry and the congressional committees, what they've been trying to do, and now into the criminal investigation, they're just going to be trying to connect these dots. And so now you have the David Weiss, the U.S. Attorney General. He also asked to be appointed as special counsel, which he was. So that gives him even broader powers. So you'll have all these various entities investigating this. So if there is something there will be no rock unturned. So it should come up if there is something.
So where do things stand with the criminal prosecution against Hunter right now?
Right. So they filed nine charges against him related to failure to file and pay his taxes, evasion of assessment, false tax returns. So all of these things related to the tax returns and the gun issue. And so they had been having they had been having discussions about trying to resolve this with the prosecutor and all that, and the judge disapproved that. So now they're moving forward with the prosecution, and they've added these additional tax charges.
Let's quickly backtrack and kind of remind people how we got here, because at one point in time, it seemed that Hunter Biden was going to get a plea deal. That seemed to fall through, though. What happened there?
That's exactly right. David Weiss and Hunter Biden's team, they agreed to a plea, and it involved a misdemeanor on the tax charges. He'd already paid it back, and a 2-year diversion program. And then if he didn't get into any legal trouble, essentially everything would be wiped off. The judge, though, did not approve that settlement. She said she didn't like the blanket immunity. So once she didn't approve that, and a lot of Republicans hailed that and said, yeah, this was a sweetheart deal. But the thing everybody fails to mention is that David Weiss was the Republican. When the DOJ, when Biden's administration came in, all the DOJ, all the attorney generals were removed. It's all the Democrats now. They kept David Weiss because he was investigating Hunter for the look, to make sure it looked like it was a proper investigation. And so even with that Republican in place, the grand jury from Delaware, all they came up was the tax charges. And the judge said, no, this blanket immunity we don't like. So that's why the charges are now back on the table. And we have these additional, they're all tax related except for that gun offense.
Clearly a lot more to come here as well.
Yep.
Always appreciate you coming in to break things down for us, Whitney.
Right, good to be here.
All right, let's get